Hey you guys, welcome back to Rams Games for an update on the copyright notice between ENV and Dream Crusher Media for the Wayward Terran Frontier Zero Falls gameplay pre-Steam launch episode number 5. So where we last left off with that was Dream Crusher Media apparently claimed music, a track titled V, from ENV, which is found on the Electronic Superjoy original soundtrack, Part 2. Now, the terms of that soundtrack can be found here at Michael Todd Games. Talks about Michael Todd Games' video policy, and it gives ENV's music use in YouTube policy as well, which reads, YouTube and other sites have been changing their DRM and content control. In response, ENV would like to publicly post that all music by ENV, including but not limited to the soundtrack from Electronic Superjoy, may be used for videos, let's play, and other video content. It may be monetized or used in videos with ads. This right here tells me 100% differently. Okay, no big deal. You get copyright notices sometimes, and you know, automated systems screw up when it comes to content claims, so you just have to provide this information. It says you are free to monetize your blah 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 blah. Anyway, right here. However, it may not be sold or licensed to a third party, such as a record label. Interesting. Because Dream Crusher Media is a record label, as well as a network, and so on and so forth. Moving on. You are free to monetize your videos via the YouTube Partner Program and similar programs on other video sharing sites, which I assume would include things like Twitch. You are fine with publishing these videos to your website or YouTube or similar video sharing services. You may use an unlimited amount of music. David Goodsell, also known as ENV. Okay, you can go on to create an official customized permission form here, which is what I have here, which is what I have in the bottom of every single one of my video descriptions that use my outro, which includes the song Endurance on the original soundtrack for Electronic Superjoy. Alright, well, in that video, right here, I did a time lapse that was a couple minutes long, about 2 minutes and 25 seconds long, about, give or take. And that's exactly what was claimed. Now, according to this, it may not be sold, or licensed to a third party, such as a record label. So what is Dream Crusher Media doing? Well, that's what we have with the update. Michael Todd actually got back to me saying that he would forward this on to ENV, and I found ENV's public Facebook page, and I went on there to find that a bunch of people are complaining about copyright claims, which a lot of those people have just taken their videos down because they don't want the things monetized, because I am now making somebody else money by using free to use music. According to this, which this right here is legal documentation. Their full name is on it, the musician, and it gives permission to me. Like, I don't care what you say, this is 100% written so that it can be legally bound. Well, in the conversation that ENV sent me on Facebook, again, this is just assuming through all the evidence that this is the actual ENV. I quote, "Hey man, let people know to dispute the claim and write, quote, so-and-so gave so-and-so," obviously I'm not giving out these names, "permission to whitelist." So wait, now I have to work outside of these legally binding terms in order to get my video whitelisted? You what? If I appeal the rejected dispute, once again, I would like to remind you that this is from episode 1, but one of two things can happen. A claim will be released, which lets me use the copyrighted material in my video free, which, again, my video does not use ads, so I'm not trying to profit off of it, I am simply trying to use it, which I have 2 forms of permission of doing. both from this customization for RamesGamesLC and on the Michael Todd website. Or the video will be taken down and the claimant can ask us to remove the video from YouTube, or I'll end up with a copyright strike. But according to ENV, according to this, which obviously when Michael Todd replied and said that he would forward it to ENV, I didn't actually get ENV's contact information, otherwise I'd be emailing him myself, which I would far prefer to do right now than to use some stupid sketchy Facebook bullshit. Anyways, so what he's asking me to do is to work around these legally binding terms, saying that I can use it and then it cannot be sold or licensed to a third party such as a record label. Well, clearly it's been licensed to a third party, otherwise ENV himself, A, I would not be getting this copyright claim, and B, ENV himself would just be like, hey, I'll fix that for you. But he's not, because it's owned by a third party who is now monetizing content that they have no right to monetize. So this is a legal issue. And because of the response from ENV that tells me that I need to dispute the claim and write, so-and-so gave so-and-so permission to whitelist, this is sounding really sketchy. You have no right to tell me to do anything other in this situation than to dispute with these terms, because these are legally binding and you put your signature on it. So that's where I'm at with this thing currently. I don't want to make this too terrible. Just, it's really sketchy. If episode 5 disappears, I might just at this point re-upload with a different title, or add a couple frames, or change the music or something to make YouTube realize that it's a different video. Because if you upload the same video twice with the same frames and everything else inside of it with a different name, it's like, hey, we can't do that, sorry, sucks for you. So, long story short, I've gotten absolutely nowhere. And if anything, the situation has gotten worse because ENV is going against terms that he freely put up with Michael Todd. So, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick to this not being an acceptable form of solution. And if I get a copyright strike, I will be taking this up with YouTube in legal matters. Because this right here cannot be disputed. This right here cannot be disputed. And everything in this right now is going against what I am being told in this message by the creator to do. So something's really fucked up here. Pardon the French, but there's really no other way to emphasize how screwed up this is. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not mad, by the way. I'm just very passionately spewing words in front of me right now, so we'll just have to deal with it. So that concludes this video. If you guys were wondering what the situation was with the copyright issue, there is no issue other than the fact that the creator is going against terms that he created for himself, allowing someone else to monetize it, which is a third party. A third party. And potentially a record label. Fuck Dream Crusher Media. And no offense, man, but at the moment, fuck ENV. If this is really ENV, then fuck David Goodsell. Because you can't post this and then give it to a third party and tell me that my video is going to be taken down and I'm going to get a copyright strike because I didn't tell someone, I didn't tell so-and-so to tell so-and-so to whitelist. Whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to try to stay positive and have yourselves a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.